we've got 3 units by 7 units. So 3 times 7 is 21. If we counted each one of these individual boxes, we would get 21 individual boxes. So that means this front part here is 21. So now let's look at the back side, which is directly opposite. So if this front side here is 21, then that means that this back side that's directly opposite is also going to be 21. So I'm going to add another 21 here. So we've got these two sides taken care of. Now let's look at the bottom. So here we have this is 6 units. This is 6 units, and this is 3 units. So 6 times 3 is 18. So, and this top is also going to be 18. So we're going to add that in there as well. Now, the only thing we have left are the front and the back. Let's use yellow for these. So this is the front here. And then that is 6 units by, remember what this was before, this was 7. So 6 times 7 is 42, so we've got 42. And then on the back side, it's kind of hard to see at this point, but on the very back side, which is back in here, that's also going to be 42. So if we add those up, 21 plus 21 plus 18 plus 18 plus 42 plus 42, we would get 162 units squared. Now, why are the units squared? Well, let's go back and look at our units here. So remember, we measure area in square units. So this front side here, that was 3 times 7, that's 21 square units. See, they're in the shape of a square, and they're 1 unit by 1 unit. So we'd call them 162 units squared. Now, we don't know the unit of measurement. It doesn't say if these are inches or feet or yards, etc. So we're just going to say units. So that's 121 units squared. All right, so now let's look at another example here. So let's go to this one. All right. So for this example, again, I'm gonna start out by drawing kind of my best guess of what this would look like if we could see through it. Okay, so that's kind of my best guess of about where those lines would be if we could see through them. So let's just take this one piece at a time, just like we did the last one. So let's start back here. So what is this line? What is the measurement of this line? So the measurement of this line, that's directly across from this line. So if this is 3, then that's also going to be 3. Now remember, with a triangle, formula for finding the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, because a triangle is just half of a square. So our base is going to be 3 here, and our height is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so we've got 6 for this face here, and directly across from it is an identical one. So that one's also going to be 6. Now, let's look at, I'm actually going to erase this one so that we can see the rest of it a little bit better. So let's look at this front face. Okay, so if we could kind of rotate this around, we would see that there's this front face that comes down at an angle here. And what is the measurements of that front face? So, well, we know that one side of it is 5, okay? And then what is this measurement here? What is that measurement? So that's going to be 5 because directly across from it is 5, and that's the same thing. So we've got 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, and we have to be careful because this backside here is, what do you think this backside is? So this backside is not 5 by 5 like the front side was. The backside is 5 by 4. Okay, so the backside is 5 by 4. So because the front side's at an angle, it's going to be a little bit longer. So 5 by 4 is 20. So we're going to add those together. Okay, and then all that's left, because we already did this front side, remember, so all that's left is the bottom. So we have 3 times 5 to get our bottom. So 3 times 5 is 15. So all together, let me add these up real quick. So we got 6 plus 6 plus 25 plus 20 plus 15 plus, oh, that's it. So 6 plus 6 plus 25 plus 15 equals 72. So we'd have 72 what? 72 units squared. Because again, remember, we are measuring in square units. Square units here. All right, good. So let's look at another one. Let's look at this guy. So so now the lines is already drawn for us, which is nice. So now all we have to do is figure out the area of each face. So this front one here, that's going to be 10 by 5, or excuse me, 10 by 1. This is 1 right here because this is also 1. So 10 times 1 is just 10. Okay. And we've got 10 on our back side here directly across from it. So we're going to go 10 plus 10. Then we come over to this side, and that measures 5 by 1. So 5 by 1 is just 5. And over here is also 5 by 1. So we're adding another 5. Okay, now all we have left are the top and the bottom. So for our bottom, so for this section here, we've got 10 feet by 5 feet for that bottom section. So 10 times 5 is 50. Okay, and then the top section is going to have identical measurements. That's also going to be 10 by 5. So that is plus another 50. So if we add those up, we've got 110, 20, 30. So 130 what? Feet squared. All right, let's do one more of these. Let's do this guy. No, let's do, yeah, let's do this one. So here we have a shape similar to the last one that didn't have the units marked on it. So let's just break it down again one at a time. So this bottom section, okay, so that's 1 foot by 3 feet. So that's going to be 3 feet. Okay, and there's no opposite side to that one. So that one's just going to be 3 feet once. On the side here, we've got 2 feet by 1 foot. And remember, formula for the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So our base is 1, our height is 2. So 1 times 2 is 2. Divided by 2 is just 1. So we have 1, and then across from that, we've also got 1 by 2. So that's going to be 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so now let's look at this back side here. So what is this measurement? Sorry, oh, not sure what that was. All right, so what is this measurement? Well, directly across from it is 3, so that means this is also 3. Okay, and then if we go up, because remember we're trying to do this back side right now, if we go up, we've got 2 here. So 3 times 2 is 6. So we've got 6 there. Let me fill this in because we already got that one. So now all we have is this front face left. Okay, so we've just got this front face. So one measurement is 3 feet. We can see that clearly. The other measurement is this 2.2. So we're going to do 3 times 2.2, and that's going to get us 6.6 for that front face. So now we've got all the faces. We can add them up. So we've got 6.6 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3. So that would be 17.6 what? Feet squared. Okay, we're going to do one more, and it's going to be more of a real life example. So let's say we're working in a factory that makes tents. Okay, and we need to know how much fabric we need to make this tent. Well, the way we're going to figure that out is we're going to measure the total surface area of the tent and see what we get. So let's start by looking at this. Well, no, let's start by drawing putting our X-ray vision and seeing what it would look like on the inside. So we have, let's start with this backside here. Okay, what is this measurement? So right across from that 6 feet, so that's also going to be 6 feet. And then we need to know, because it's a triangle, we need to know the height. Well, we have the height right here. The height, it says, is 4 feet. So this is 4 feet. So 6 times 4 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. So that means this is 12. And that also means directly across from this is also 12. Okay, so now let's look at the bottom. So we've got a 6-foot measurement here, or sorry, a 7-foot measurement here and a 6-foot measurement here. That's going to get us the bottom. Okay, so 7 times 6 is 42. So 42, and that's the only face that we have that measures that amount. So now we're going to move to these sides here. So let's look at the front side. Actually, you know what? Let's look at this back side. Okay. So now we've got this back side. So what is this measurement? Well, directly across from that's 7. So this is also going to be 7 feet. Okay, and then this is 5 feet. So we have a 7 by 5 side there. So 7 times 5 is 35. And then, of course, we have this one, which is also 7 times 5. So plus 35. So we've got 12 plus 12 plus 42 plus 35 plus 35. So that's 136 feet squared. Oops. Feet squared. So if we were making this particular tent, we would need 136 square feet of fabric in order to do